Something that always surprises me about people in this country is that a lot of people act very surprised when the government does something that, in other words, it's against the law, right? Like, people get shocked when the government does something that, it makes no sense, or, people have this belief that this government is a government that upholds its law, right? Because that's what we've been taught to think. That is pretty much exactly what people have the idea of a government, right? I mean, they believe that in a society where the government exists, it should uphold, its laws, right? But this is where things get a little confusing to me, right? Because if we really pay attention throughout history, right? And remember, what's going on right now, it will be written in history as well, It's just happening right now. Back then, it was happening back then, It wasn't something that changed. Like, nothing has changed, okay? The government is the same thing. Because I don't know if people have actually noticed this, but in this country, nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is that we are doing the same thing as slavery, right? When black people were slaves, right? But now we're just using different labels on things, right? Like, now, people who work are slaves, and that is why you are a servant, You're serving other people for money, while the rich are the ones who consume all of that money and hard work that you do. They keep it, and they give you a piece of the change, right, from your hard labor, So I don't know why people act very confused when the government does things like such today, when Donald Trump, I guess, got rid of birth citizenship, right? Like, I don't understand why people act very shocked, or, they're amazed over what occurred, When, like I said, all of the things that this country has done, it's done it in the past, like the Wetback Act, when they were removing immigrants, supposedly in their eyes, that's what they called them, bunch of hypocrites, right? But at the end of the day, that's what they were doing back then, and it happened over the same reason. After World War II, white European immigrants didn't have no jobs, so they blamed the Mexican, the indigenous person. They said the same thing, that they were taking the jobs away and that they needed to be removed. The government did the same thing, deported legal, and everyone is legal. Okay, let's remember this, that this land was stolen. Just because there's been land theft doesn't turn the person into an immigrant. That's just really stupid, okay? In order to be an immigrant, you gotta actually, do the things or describe of what an immigrant does, okay? An immigrant is a person who crosses other parts of land to another, okay? Or a person who migrants is someone who migrates from A to B. That's not the Mexican, okay? The Mexican has been here already, okay? The only person who migrated and came across the Atlantic Ocean is the white man, So at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what people say towards it's not true or whatever denial they want to bring up. This is the reality. This is the facts. There's no denying it. I don't give a fuck if you guys think you guys bought it or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys were not welcome here. You guys don't belong here, okay? So when a government does slaughtering and killing of indigenous people, what do you expect? You expect a government who's done that to the people who lived in their land? You expect them to have any type of sympathy or any type of loyalty towards the residents that live in the land that is stolen? No. Criminals would act like this government does, Steal more land from the indigenous people, and to put the cherry on top, label them as even immigrants, degrade them. That's what the government has been doing throughout centuries. I don't know why people are so shocked that the government is doing these type of ICE raids and abducting indigenous people from their own land. I don't know why people act surprised about this. If they slaughtered your people, what makes you believe that they wouldn't do this? If they stole land from Mexico, what makes you people believe they're not going to do this? I mean, what makes people believe that the government is going to act in any type of civil or any type of humane way is what I'm wondering, okay? The Treaty of Guadalupe, they broke it. It was law. They didn't give a fuck. They're corrupted. They're criminals. Remember, these are the same individuals who stole land from the indigenous people. So why are people shocked? Now they're deporting, Americans. Yeah, they are. Why? Because they're brown. This country's racist. Haven't you people noticed that the laws only benefit one certain group? It doesn't benefit all. It's not equal to nobody. It's only equal, or not even equal, but it's only beneficial for the white man. That's it. No other group. Lynching of black people, lynching of Mexicans, redlining, fucking Jim Crow laws. Those were all legal laws. Those were not illegal. They were legal. In their eyes, it was justifiable, which it's not. It's very unhumane. I mean, what's justified about murdering a person for looking at another white man? There's nothing justifiable towards that. So, why are people surprised that the government is doing these things towards our people? We shouldn't be surprised. Are we? Like, I don't understand why people are surprised that they're going to start deporting Americans, from their own land. I mean, I don't understand why are people surprised. I mean, the government has done more despicable things to the humans who live here, which is the indigenous community. What makes you people believe that this government in any type of way has shown you any type of loyalty or any equal rights to anybody? When has it showed you that this government is some type of a government that upholds its laws? It never has. Fucking, what's the guy that was being beat up by a bunch of police officers? Rodney King. I mean, come on. How many more clues or how many more do you need to understand that this government doesn't give a fuck? It's corrupted. It's racist. It's only here to benefit one certain group. That's it. You know? 500 treaties it has broken with Native Americans. I mean, that doesn't make it clear to you that this government doesn't believe in laws? I mean, what else do you need? I mean, there's a gang of laws that the government has never kept its word. Why are people so shocked that the government is behaving this way? This government is the same government that's been here or that's been in power since 1776. It's the same government. What has changed from the presidents of this country? What has changed ever since the existing of this country? Nothing. Nothing has changed. Nothing. The only thing that's changed is just people sharing, you know, or being in different types of relationships with mixed people. But at the end of the day, the racism is still there. The people still carry it, especially white individuals. It benefits them. You think they want to live a normal life and give any type of emotions or any type of humanity to other people? No, they don't care. They're demonic. They're demon possessed. They don't give a fuck. It's better for them, for their lives to be easier than to be a normal human being. They don't want that shit. They don't understand the struggle. You know, the only thing they're good for is just making fun of other people, which they're the ones that their other groups of people are suffering, but they make it seem that it's the other person's fault. I mean, they're good at gaslighting. I mean, I've always said this before and I'll say it again. If you could put a mental disorder on one certain group, it's only the Caucasian European white person. They are all malignant, narcissistic. All of them. They all think the same way. They all believe they can do whatever the fuck they want and no one else can do it to them. They believe that they are only the ones that have a right to criticize others and no one has a right to criticize them. They believe that everyone else is underneath them and they are on top of everybody. But in reality, if they go through their history, they would realize that they were literally the bottom of the bottom back in Europe. This is why they had to come to America and exploit and explore other people's resources. This is why they stole land from other people, because they couldn't do it in their own fucking land. So they had to go stealing other people's resources. This is why they're here, you know? So at the end of the day, you know, when they speak or they think they're highly better than others, it's bullshit. We all know they brought diseases and they were fucking dirty ass people that would roll in the mud, had a bunch of diseases. They have nothing good for themselves back in Europe. That's why they came out here. So at the end of the day, why are people surprised that this government acts so inhumane is what I want to know.